G'day guys, welcome back again. If you saw my previous swipe, it was about oranges and blues. Just trying to turn my sound off on my phone. There we go. It was orange and blue swipe, and in that swipe I used the coconut milk hair serum, which is that one. And I was just wondering what the difference would be in the cells if I used the treadmill silicone instead. So, another little experiment. I'm going to try that today. I'm using the same pouring medium as I did with the previous swipe, which was my flip cup pouring medium recipe, which was 3 parts Floetrol, 1 part PVA glue, half a part pouring medium of your choice, and 1/4 part water. So same pouring medium, and the only thing I'm doing is obviously changing the colours up a little bit. Still doing a navy swipe, but I'm going to try the coconut milk hair serum. So I've got navy, I've got blue, I've got turquoise, I've got a light turquoise, blue, and a white. And then I'm going to swipe with the navy. So none of my colours have got the treadmill silicone in yet, and I'm not going to put any in the swipe colour. So I've got 60 grams of pouring medium and 20 grams of paint. So that's 80 grams, and I'm going to put 3 drops of treadmill silicone oil in each cup. I like to do 1 drop per 30 grams or 1 drop per ounce when I'm using the treadmill silicone. I find when I'm using the coconut milk hair serum I can cut down a bit because it's really strong and it's really thick. So I'm just going to go around that once in the cup. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to swipe down this way. I want a little bit of length on this one. I'm practicing for another project that I'm doing, so I'm trying to get nice cells, nice round cells that we all strive for. Won't tell you about my project just yet because I want to see if I can do it before I show you. Oh, and the other thing I did do, I forgot to mention, because this pouring medium is thicker than what I would normally use for a swipe, it's the same one I use for my flip cups, as I said. I did add half a teaspoon of water to each of these little 80 ml cups, 80 gram cups of paint. So just going up and down with my paint. I'll use it all. Should be enough for this little size. This is a 30 by 40 centimetre card, thick cardboard. Okay, it's done. Now I don't know if I use all this mid turquoise. I do prefer the lighter, so I'll leave a little bit in there. If I need it I can come back to it. I do prefer this light blue with the navy. It really pops against the navy colour. So I'll use all that. Still have to put a bit of white on. So plenty of paint here. I do prefer to have a little bit more paint, as you know, than less paint. And now my white. Drizzle that up and down. I really like the way the white pops against the navy. But in saying that, you don't want to have too much because it dulls all your blues down and makes them all pale, so you just have to be careful over how much white you're adding. I'm just going to tilt this a bit to cover our card and get some of the paint off because it's too much. I don't need all of that. Whoops, hang on to the card. Can't have it sliding away. Alright, just going to bring the weight of the paint back up to the top. And now I'll put my navy over the top. Let's leave a bit of room there for it. Leaves a tiny little mound in the top of the cup there. Hope it's not too thick. Oh well, give it a go. Actually, I might add just a touch more water to it. I like my swipe colour to be just the tiniest little bit thinner. I only added 3 drops of water to that. And this navy, I know that this navy tends to thicken up, so I added just 3 drops there. Okay, let's do it. Pour that across the top. Just spread it out a touch. Normally I'd swipe sort of across the short end, but because I'm practicing for my bigger piece, which is going to be a long swipe, I need to be able to get this right. Alright, so I'm using my little piece of plastic again. Put one foot behind the other so that once you've dragged this towards you, you've actually got somewhere to go. You're not going to fall over. Alright, let's do it. Just touch your swipe colour. Make sure that you've got good contact all the way along. Give it a bit of a press. Try not to touch your other colours and just drag that swipe colour across the top. Nice and slowly. It's no rush. Don't put any pressure on your sheet. Don't lift it up. Just drag towards you. And then you can wipe that excess paint off like that, off your plastic. Give it a bit of a wipe and it's ready to go for the next swipe. I much prefer that to paper towel. Alright, so I've lost a little bit of contact here where I'm getting some little caterpillar type things. Now I'm not going to torch, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I've learnt the hard way that torching is not always a good idea when you're waiting for beautifully shaped cells to pop up. Because the heat of the blowtorch melts the paint and your cells lose their lovely round shape. As I've said before, if you get a little blob of ice cream, it stays in shape, and then once it's melted, it drops out of shape. So similar to your paint, when it's heated up, it spreads, it melts, it spreads, and you lose your cell shape. So try not to touch it if you're using this particular pouring medium anyway, and just wait for your cells to come up. I always get these tiny little ones, little Floetrol cells I call them, and then the bigger cells are from the oil that you use. I'll just run and get the other one that I did earlier, yesterday. I didn't video it, but it was just a practice again. I'll just run and get it and show you the difference between that one and this one. The other one had the coconut milk in it. That's it there. I've just put it on a piece of greaseproof paper so it can dry flat in the other room. I don't know, can you see a difference? I mean, this one's got more blue in it, I guess. That one's got more sort of aqua in it. I think it's probably because it's got more white, so it's toned the blue down a bit more. As I said, if you're using white, you're going to get paler colours. So, pretty happy with that. I mean, I've got some nice shaped cells up here. These ones, they've kind of lost their shape a little bit. And the orange one, I'll have to run back and get the orange one, then you can see the difference between the same pouring medium, because that blue one I just showed you, that didn't have the same pouring medium, that one's just Floetrol. So I'll go and get the other one, the orange and blue one, and that had the same pouring medium as this one, but had the coconut milk hair serum in it. Try not to drop it. Oh, this was a swipe the other way. So the cells, those top cells, are really nice, but I haven't got as many of the tiny little ones. So just different, I guess. That's the coconut milk hair serum, and that's the treadmill silicone. Just to show you the difference. Oops, now I've got paint everywhere. That back. Alrighty, what do you think of that? Probably a little bit too much white, I guess. Just down here it's got a little bit, all the colours are pretty much the same, whereas up there we've got the nice stark difference of the navy. And then as it's dragged down, you lose your navy, get less and less, and then all the colours are very similar down here. So anyway, I think from this experiment, I think I prefer the coconut milk hair serum. So I'll have to do it again, same pouring medium, same blues, because it could also be a reaction with the colours that you're using. That one was navy, light blue and orange, so you get a stark contrast, whereas this, the colours are all from the same family, so you don't get that much of a contrast. So that also could be why you get better cells on some pours than you do on others. So I'll do this one again, these same colours, and I'll use the coconut milk hair serum and see what the difference is. Alright, I'll take you in for a close-up. Here we go. Pretty cells. I really like those little bubbles. They always remind me of little oxygen bubbles coming up from the bottom of the ocean. And they're really pretty, those little cells. A lot of them have got other cells inside them. I don't know if I can get you any closer. No, that's as close as I can get. But they're really pretty little tiny cells. Okay, that's it for now. I will see you for the next pour. Bye for now.